What's up, my friends? How you doing? It is Thursday evening, thus the name of the live stream, the Thursday Night Chill Stream. Hope life is treating you well, because I am pleasantly stuffed. Carly made me a delicious burger for dinner. So hold on, I'm gonna share the live stream link, and we shall proceed from there. All right. We're getting close to that threshold where I'm like gonna be cracking open all them arena boosters, because I've got quite a few now. All right, let's see. All right, perfect. Perfect. That's good. Let us do our hellos. What up, Millmaster, Gossett, Jess, Ashmead, Shelton, Noob, Sliver, Felonious T, CT, Ned, John, DB, Gerthulu. Who else is in here? Zircon, Eng, Joe, John, Paz, Bo Falcon, Shorio, Sum, Fisher. What's up? How you guys doing? I am festively plumped. I am full of deliciousness and illicitness. I'm not supposed to be going in for the sweet nectar, but I gave in to the Barks demons. So I got me some soda pop. Oh, you remember yesterday when I shook up that can of mug? Well, left it in the fridge all day, even tapped on the bottom of it. But when Carly went and opened it today, it still ended up spraying. And the look she gave me. Oh, that's funny. Pause, that's right. I said your name. You are indeed blessed. Error loot is good. There you go. What do you want from me, man? I already got converted. If you didn't watch the conversion, that's not on me. But if you think that saying whatever about loot's gonna trigger me, whatever. Me and Lutina wear bows together and sing together. Doesn't mean nothing to me. Doesn't mean nothing to me. I've got my own loot binder. Ain't nobody gonna loot my soul with loot references. Ashmead says, lucky you do these live streams every day, because Carly can't kill you without us knowing. That's funny. That's funny. Ashmead, you're not having bacon for breakfast. Wait, you're having a grilled cheese and spaghetti for your breakfast. That's weird. That's weird. I'm with Millmaster. Bacon, bro. Bacon is the way to go. 100%. 100%. So, behind me, got one of those big fat 4-row boxes. That's the one that the game store owner gave me that had Fibblethip tied to the train tracks. He asked for that train set back because apparently he wants to give it to the public library for kids. So I'm cool with that. I'm going to take the train set back for him. But the box itself had no dividers in it, right? It's just a big open box without the lanes that make it into a 4-row box. So I asked him, I'm like, yo, obviously you have the extra lanes from that box. Can I have them? And he's like, yeah, here you go, no problem. So I went and like folded them and inserted them into the box. And it's such a huge hassle. Like, it's such a huge hassle to put those together. And you think about it, and it's like, how much profit is a game store make? Like, these boxes sell for very little in the first place. And then you've got to spend the time to hand assemble them. Like, what kind of, I got to ask them what kind of profit margin there is on those boxes. Because for real, it feels like you got to do a lot of work for very little financial reward, right? You got to play Origami. I'm the Origami killer. Have you guys played Heavy Rain, right? That game is hilarious. Not the game itself isn't actually hilarious. The game is just like insane It's this dude's kid gets taken and he's going nuts trying to get him back. But like Carly didn't realize who was going to be the villain. And I'm just like, look at the cover. I'm holding the game and showing her the cover. On the cover, I'm guessing that the murderer is, oh, I don't know, the big guy with the gun who has a very angry and menacing look on his face. Like, it's right there on the cover, man. But in that game, there's this rich kid who confesses to being the origami killer. But he calls himself the origami killer, and it's so funny. Shorio says, first on the board tonight, take that, suckers! That's right, Shorio. You show 'em up, yo. Show enough, Euro. All right, Shorio, you're lording that board, showing him how it's done. Shut up, you love Shelby. Well, if you love Shelby, why don't you marry him? Maybe if I was a piece of crap who put kids in the sewers and let them drown, then you'd love me, huh? That's all I've ever wanted is to be loved. But I guess I'm unlovable. CT, stores around you were selling those boxes for a lot of money. Actually, define a lot of money. Because if you don't say like $20 and you say something like $6, no, that's not like a ton of money for the cardboard box to store your stuff in. So I have a difficult time believing at face value that they're charging a lot of money for them. I'm guessing most stores charge like $4 or $5, and that is definitely not a lot of cash. Especially like if it costs less than the price of a booster pack, it's not a lot of money, right? Specialized storage solutions, right? Like unless you're gonna go and get your own cardboard boxes, cut them up, tape them together. Carl, you don't care that he stole a bunch of kids and put them in a rain gutter and tortured a dad who tried to save them and then kissed. Yeah, he was a piece of garbage. He's a piece of garbage. Paul, nope. Honestly, I'm not really familiar with EDH Rec because I never really played Commander that much, and I don't tend to look at other people's deck lists and stuff. And so as from the surface, it's just like, isn't that a place to go for Commander deck lists, basically? So no, it's not a service that I've used. Second Sliver, you going into your LGS? Does anyone need anything? I'll take a bag of Doritos and a 4-row box, please. CT, $8? Okay, you know what? $8, I will agree with you. Especially if it's American. $8 does feel like a lot. It does. I don't know if they're just doing that because of the amount of time they have to spend folding the boxes. That kind of stuff, right? So, but yeah, you know what, bro? I'll give you that. Eight bones does sound pretty high for that. Felonious T, it's $10 for the 5K count at the shop you work for. You know what? Maybe I should find out. Maybe I should find out what they're charging at the local game store. I don't know. I just know that one of the long boxes is like $2. So I guess I just kind of like doubled that and added a little more. I'm just making assumptions because I haven't bought. I don't think I've ever purchased one of these boxes because I kept getting them as part of collections and stuff I picked up, right? And then as I got rid of a bunch of cards, I got rid of the old beat up ones that I had. The 5 rows are unwieldy. I don't like 5 rows because there's too many cards in them and it's too much weight on the bottom and it's just like bowing out, right? Second Sliver, the snacks are overpriced. You pick me up a place out of loot. You better. You owe me 4 loots now. Juggle them. Put rubber bands around your cards. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. Millmaster, you're saying 2 32 count boxes are $32? What? CT, you have to drive an hour away to find cheaper ones at better stores. Well, if you have to drive an hour, what about your time and the gas? Like, I don't know how much gas costs, but I feel like that's going to make it more of a net loss, isn't it? Isn't it? Gerthulu, you could use some more of those white boxes. Listen. There's no need to get racist about it, okay? All boxes are acceptable for Magic. When you bring color into it, You make it really uncomfortable. So that's why we call them 4-lane boxes or whatever else. Talk about the card count. We care about the content, not the color of the outside, you fucking bigot. What up, Shelly? How you doing? Pedro, what's up? How's it going? It's going all right. Sliver, yeah, you didn't think about that, did you? 4 loots is going to cost you more than some Doritos woulda. That's right, Felonious T. 5Ks are too heavy when fully loaded. Agreed. 4 lanes are the best, as far as I'm concerned, for bigger boxes. I like 4 lanes and 1 lane's the best. 2 lanes are okay. 3 is right out. Mono says 5-row boxes are $12.50 at your LGS. Maybe I'm just out of touch. It's you know what? You know what, CT? It sounded like the deal you're being given isn't that bad from what other people are saying. Neo Jester, what is the good word? Box. You know what I'm saying? You know, I guess you just want a 1-lane box, because a 4-lane box means you got 3 other wieners crammed against yours. Wait, why is that going in the opposite direction? Let's not worry about that. Nah, Pedro, I ain't worried about shit. Because I'm not doing anything that I need to worry about. I'm just here having a good time talking about magic cards and cracking jokes. So, also, I don't pay attention to any kind of politics at all, really. I find it all insanely boring, right? And there's always something new that you should be worried about. Oh, be worried about this, be worried about that. Nah, I'm fine. Whatever. Joel, are there any new spoilers for Modern Horizons 3? Yeah, I think there was some new commander cards that were listed. I saw like a gigantic frog. There's some stuff, but I didn't end up making a video with it, so I don't have a spoiler video if that's what you're asking. Felonious T, yeah, penny sleeves at $3 a pack. Like production issues, right? Facilities producing the stuff, getting it transported. There's all these costs involved, so I don't know. Bo Falcon, the LGS you worked for used 5-row boxes all the time to put the sets in. Worked perfect for all 5 colors. Yeah, well, they probably didn't have to, like, move a billion boxes around all the time, right? Because when you got to move them around, it's a big hassle. If you can just leave them on shelves and go and access them, that's a different story. Paul, if you want to offload your tricycle lands, how would I go about it? Oh, I would find people who wanted to buy them and then exchange it for money. That's the route I would go. Like, don't take coconuts for it. Don't just yell out your window, right? Fisher says, worrying means to suffer twice, so don't worry. Exactly. Yeah, McGraw, there did look like there was a bunch of reprints as well. I agree with you there. What up, Nothing? How you doing, buddy? What's going on, Cramden? How am I doing tonight? Pretty good. I'm in good spirits. I got my illicit root beer. Although after tonight, I intend to just give up pop overall. Not just having it here, but not getting it out at restaurants and stuff. I'm going off my medication starting tomorrow, and we're going to see how well it helped with everything. If the pain and problems come back, we'll see how that goes. So I'm trying to make healthier life choices, and this beverage stuff is a stumbling block for me just because drinking water is fine. It can be refreshing, but it's also boring, and I crave like sugar and flavor and caffeine and all that stuff. So I've got my goal regardless. We'll see if I can do it, right? Yeah, Bo, if they were all just set up on shelves, then 5 rows all day, every day. But when you got to move them around, it's a big hassle. And I mean, there's not just 5 colors anymore. You got artifacts, you got a bunch of gold cards, you got hybrid cards, you've got tokens, you got all these different things too. So the 5 row doesn't work perfectly, but yeah. Doomblade's membership message says, hey Mike, I've been enjoying Azur Lane and lighting my money on fire for etchy skins. It's definitely pushing me more towards Grand Archive. What's Azur Lane? I mean, I understand getting pushed more towards Grand Archive because the card quality is beautiful and it has them sweet big juggalug ladies. Some maybe try tea. Yep, tea is not off the it's not off the menu. And the thing about tea is I tend to not steep my tea. I don't teabag for that long. Couple dunks in the mouth. I don't steep my tea that deeply, and you can control how much sugar's going into your tea. So yeah, that's also when it comes to I didn't even think about the whole, like, there's black tea, but then there's also these herbal teas and stuff. And there are some places in the city that sell herbal tea, and I wonder about making iced tea using actual tea because I've never really gotten into that, and I'm wondering what the cream Earl Grey would be like if you made it into like a cold iced tea. Jester, you've been drinking water a lot more and you can't stand water yourself. You understand craving something with flavor. I can totally stand water. I like water. I find it very refreshing, but just got that like urge for taste and sugar, right? Creased. You don't like the new Ulamog? It's absurd and has virtually zero counterplay. Yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, right? That's the new order of things. Wizards is making bonkers cards. Kensuke, you gave up soda for New Year's 15 years ago. Tried it after a year and it's too sweet. Yeah, I figure if I like get to a certain point that it'll just be too much for me, and I would love to be there. So congratulations to you. Some you like green tea and jasmine tea. Jug them honey in the tea. It changes the taste in a way that I'm not particularly fond of. Doomblade. Oh, it's a gacha waifu ship collecting game on the phone. All right, cool. I don't really play mobile games like that though, bro. So I don't really see myself checking it out. But thanks for the suggestion. Honda says, all your little ankle biters get a stat boost, indestructible, and annihilator 1. How casual. Yeah, get ready for a whole new wave of people who are like, yo, why are people telling me my commander deck isn't fun to play against? I just wanted to play like the new Eldrazi, and I just got into commander. Like, people who don't understand how incredibly obnoxious annihilator is, because it's not a when it hits trigger, it's when it swings trigger. And the sacrifice is rough. What up, DJ Longhair? Break stop iced tea. That's what I want to experiment with. Hot tea is fine too, but I'm already familiar with that. I've had that a bunch. I have some nice Earl Grey, but not amazing Earl Grey. I used up the last of my cream Earl Grey recently, and I am sorely missing it. I had a tiny little tin, and it's supposed to just make, like, you're supposed to use it for like one brew, but I basically used it like 5 times. Like, I just sprinkled in a little, just a little, just a little, just a little. I don't have a tea ball either, so I dumped it into this big filter, and then I had to dunk the filter and try not to burn my hands from the steam that was rising, and sometimes like, not the best method. Doomblade, honestly, it's not the degeneracy of the waifu games, it's the cloying attempt to get money from me and like the barriers to play that they put in games like that make me go, it's not worth it. Dylan Johnson says, some money for your plant budget. Hashtag tree fitty. Oh, look at you, you clever little boy. The plant reference with the trees and tree fitty. You get to be Lord of the Board, Dylan Fat Johnson. That's what I would say if my last name was Johnson. I'd be like, you know what my middle name is, ladies? It's Fat. You know why? Because I've got a Fat Johnson. And if you want to touch it, I'm going to need about tree fitty. Break stop, you're a bona fide expert in iced tea? Nice. Nice. Bum, 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 bum. Tony! Not drinking hard stuff anymore. I said I'm stopping with pop. If that's a reference to alcohol, there seems to have been some confusion where people thought that I was drinking, but I haven't had any booze in like half a decade. I don't like alcohol. I don't enjoy the taste of it. I don't enjoy the effect of it overall. I certainly don't need it to be social because I'm a social dude. So people misinterpret my ridiculous insanity as something else. But nah, son, nah. I don't drink. I do like the THC, but I don't drink. Live in Arizona and make sun tea too. What's the point of making sun tea? I don't understand. Like, what the hell's the difference, right? I don't get that. Casey, what classy tea historian do we have here? Nah, tonight I'm the burlesque Barks boy. Burlesque. Well, whatever. Let's roll with it. Ba-da-bum. Who's got Tree 51? Ba-da-da-da-da. If I want a T-ball, add it to the Amazon link. All right, Ashmead. I will. You know what? I was going to say I'll do it after the stream, but I will probably forget. So why don't I just look right now? T-ball, and the Masters of the Universe. Ba-ba-ba. FU, it's from the FU store. They got 2 balls in one go. 2 balls in one go. Oh, wait, this one has 6 balls in your mouth? Wait, I mean, 2 for 11 or 6 for 12? What? Okay. All right, I'm just going to add, there you go. All right, I added it. There's the 6 balls, so I can make six teas all at once and, like, be an exotic tea geisha. Oh, Moosh Senpai, may I fill your cup before you fill my butt? Woo! I'll add some cream Earl Grey. Okay. All right. Let me see what they got. Because I've only... Oh, what's going on here? All right. Which one looks like the one that I know? Well, obviously we want to go with loose leaf, right? We want to go with loose leaf. Which one's this? Okay. You know what? I'll just add a couple different choices, I guess, to make it easier. Oh, wait, no, those are tea bags. Tea bags and the Masters of the Universe. Here we go. All right. All right, Ashmead, I added some options. I added some options, big boy. Kevin, you like steeping mint tea, then icing it? Oh, that's an interesting idea. Super Irish breakfast. I've tried Irish breakfast like once. Doomblade Azure Lane is pretty generous compared to other gacha systems. Well, maybe I will check it out. Who knows? Starbucks has some super mid iced tea they'll charge you $10 for. Yeah, it's overpriced. What up, Nishimoto? How you doing, buddy? Ashmead says, I'm no dink. I'll use the Amazon. Yeah, you can't use the Amazon link plus the wish list, right? Those two don't combine together, but that's all right. And speaking of the Amazon link, people have been using it a bunch, and it's like right on the threshold of another tier. I doubt that it'll get there, but if people before the end of this month, if everybody combined gets like a total of $300 worth of stuff, then it will move me to the next tier and I'll get a bigger end of the month bonus. So I'm not telling you need to buy stuff on Amazon, but if there was stuff you're going to buy on Amazon in the near future and you just want to move it to today or to like the 31st, like either today or tomorrow, right? Like by the end of May, then we could maybe get me moved up to the next tier so I get a little more cheddar, baby. Twinning Earl Grey loose leaf, not the international. Do they have Lady Grey, Millmaster? Lady Grey is good. Lady Grey is good. Kanzuki use the Amazon link all the time. Well, cheers to you, buddy. Cheers to you. Bo Falcon says you can search for the same stuff from your wish list, then use the Amazon link, and it should work most of the time. That is a smart workaround. But I'm already like, yo, if you get me something off the wish list, to insist that you go and instead of just clicking on through the wish list and then you go and order it through Amazon.com and do all this other stuff, I feel like people are already hooking me up and I don't want to be like making it a hassle for them and being too greedy, right? So I like the way you think, but I try to be respectful of what people are doing for me and their time. Get the UK version because international twinnings is trash, or twinings. I don't think I know the difference, honestly. Fisher, maybe order that Bowsette dress this week on Amazon. Yeah, tonight or tomorrow. Treat yourself. Treat yourself to a Bowser dress, right? And then you can stick a Koopa. Go and buy yourself a pet turtle and then jam it up your butt, but not in a way that hurts the turtle, right? Like, don't suffocate it up there. Just be like, oh, it's like I'm playing Mario Kart. Don't paint the turtle blue, though. Yamagoro, what the hell is a buzzball? What? What is that? Brent Mamazon? What? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know what it is you're getting. What? That's something. That's a very different service. I feel like there was something that I wanted to talk about, but it's not coming to me right now. Brent, it's a Futurama reference. Oh, okay. Right on. Futurama's hilarious. That makes sense too, right? Having Amazon, but it's run by mom. Fisher, that's ironic. Your pet sitting someone's turtle for a week. There you go. Order the dress, put it on, take some pictures of you with the turtle, and there you go. I'm living the Mario Kart life. Nothing says, put on the helmet and make hump hump. What are you referencing? Oh, you make Hachu so excited she must put on a helmet before we make hump hump. I love the internet, and I love making ridiculous nonsense. Nishimoto, you were a dink? What? You were a dink? Did you not use the Amazon link? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on, son. Trying to get to that next level threshold so they'll give me a little bit more of a bonus. Every dollar counts. I count them all up like Scrooge McDuck, except I don't have the big stacks of them, right? Yeah, I think that might be that might be my favorite of all the Hatsune Miku clips that I made. I'm looking forward to Captain Richard Storm and his nonsense. And I think this month the weather is finally good enough that we can have the windows open and start to not this month, because I'm talking about next month, June. June is when it should be turning this whole wall into a big green screen, ideally. We'll see how that turns out, but that's the goal. That's the goal. Hey, keep it down out there. She just sneezed. I don't know if you guys could hear it. Break Stop, you watch the Nintendo Wizard movie, What a Ride. Isn't it awesome? I love that movie from when I was a kid. Like, yeah, admittedly, it's not top tier cinema, but it's genuinely enjoyable. California. Like, it's just about, these kids playing video games and stuff, but then there's also the trauma of losing his sister and stuff. Like, and the original version of that movie was over 2 hours long, 2.5 hours long. I want to know what the missing, like, 50 minutes is, bro. Doomblade Super Chat says League of Legends just released a new $500 skin? What? What? Price is writing Johnson off the board with the Tree Fitty one. And $500 for just changing what your dude looks like? Wow. Well, I guess that's for people to show off. If you got that, people are going to know that you got bank, unless there's ways for you to get it without money and you can just win it through like a random cosmetic package or something like that. Right? Domeblade, your new Lord of the Board. Darkstar, you're excited for June? Movie theaters on the 8th, 9th, and 10th are re-airing the 4K versions of Lord of the Rings. Oh, nice, buddy. Enjoy. Haunted, you saw The Wizard in theaters? Me too, bro. Me too. Break stop. Used to be a teacher. When your students would cough or sneeze, you'd shush them. The looks on their face before you'd tell them it was a joke. Priceless. Nice. Nice. Damaging the kids. Ruining the future. Haunted, the movie did come out before Mario 3. Not in Japan. In Japan, it was already released. But in North America, it hadn't come out yet. Players are in-game banning it pre-game to fuck those who bought it. Oh, are you saying that, like, people can, when they set up their own individual playrooms, they can set it so you can't use particular skins? If I spent 500 bones on a skin, and then I found rooms that would, like, disallow it, that would just make me feel like a bigger dicked whale. For real. I would be like, look at these pathetic peasants. They're so jealous of my expensive skin that they have to exclude it. Like, that would just swell my whale ball bag, right? If I was one of those kinds of people. I can't imagine a world where, like, you could give me infinite money and I would still be like, no, I'm not paying $500 for a skin, bro. Unless it's like a turkey skin that's been salted and crisped perfectly and covered in gold leaf, you know? Yeah, how the fuck did the kid know about the hidden warp whistle in the castle? Exactly. It's just like, what? But Jess says, I get computers and vehicles for $500. There you go. That's how you spend your money, not on a skin. They were college kids? Yeah, I mean, college kids are hilarious, where they're still, like, used to being essentially in a daycare, and they feel like, oh, 50 minutes with a 10-minute break. I remember when I went back to college, and I was like, so we only sit here for less than an hour for this class, and then we get a 10-minute break before the next less than an hour class? This shit's a breeze. And you got all the kids, it's time to introduce yourself at the beginning, and you can see they're all nervous, and it's like, you just want to tell them, nothing matters. Like, none of this matters. There's no point in being embarrassed or nervous about introducing yourself in front of these people, because ask yourself a question. How much of a shit do you even give when anybody else is introducing themselves? Are you even paying attention? Or are you just thinking about how worried you are about introducing yourself, or how you want lunch, or whatever else? Because I guarantee you, that's what everybody else is doing. It's the hilarious arrogance of, everybody's going to judge me and care so much what I say, but also, I don't care what anybody's saying. And it's like, yeah, everybody's like you, bro. So being, like, worried about it is ridiculous. You can ban heroes. It's a meta thing, so they're banning the girl the skin's associated with. Yeah, that's hilariously petty. That wouldn't even bother me. I would just be like, okay, whatever. The poor people are mad. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm spending $500 on a skin, it's totally to feel like elite and be like, yeah, I'm elite and you're not. And you having to ban it just adds to my eliteness, because you're so hurt by it that before it even comes out, you're like, I gotta stop this. And it's like, ha ha, this just feeds that elite aura where it's like, I'm too elite for you, bro. I'm too elite for you. Smoke 500. I bet you see skins, a sailboat, and some of them big titty mermaids. You smoke 500, and I think that you're just gonna be asleep. You're not gonna see shit. shit, but Z, man. Haunted, you just think about how much your bones hurt? Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Dark Star sounds about right for lol, the salt factory of the earth. I mean, there's more than one salt factory, bro. Dylan Johnson says this super chat felt left out. Tree Fitty 2. Oh, I see what you did there. Clever wordplay. And Price is writing the board right back. Giving Doomblade the boot. Oh, it's two different D names. Swinging D's, yo. That's what you say to the ladies, man. It's like, look, not only is my last name Johnson, but my first name starts with a big D. And that's how we're going to start this off, lady. Right? How would you like my balls to be the marshmallows in your hot chocolate? Huh? They won't melt in the hot chocolate, but they will melt in your mouth. Paul, how cool would it be to be able to ban blue? Well, there's fun blue stuff, right? Like getting rid of a whole color. Blue is a very obnoxious color. Don't get me wrong. But I couldn't get behind completely banning it. Ashmead, you're back. Check the Discord. All right. Oh, is there a problem? Would it... Oh, okay. So it said that the one T wasn't something. Why would they let me put it on the wish list if it can't be? All right, whatever. So, but it looked like the other one worked, right? So, yeah, TNT balls. I'm gonna be T-balling your mothers. Ashby, thanks, bro. Thanks. That's awesome. That is awesome. Helping me on my no poppins journey. Jess, that would just, bro, smoking 500 and not feeling anything, that's not a win. That means you need a tolerance break or something, right? Darkstar, Ban, Simic, and EDH. Yo, have you seen that one little comic that's like, it shows it's like a samurai army and it's like, today we fight under our new banner. And the banner is unfurled and it's just got a blue mana symbol on it. And one of the samurais turns around angrily and says, I hope we lose. And I'm like, I love it. Doomblade Super Chat says, and then next take, they said they'd ban any toxic behavior in game and are buffing their banning procedures. So Riot Inc. are having major bipolar. Wait, are you saying that, like, LOL is gonna ban people who are saying you can't play with particular heroes or something like that because of this? So if they find out that you're, like, against the people who have $500 skins and being jerks to them, then they're gonna ban you? Is that what you're saying? If they're like, yo, if you're gonna be a dick to anybody, we'll ban you, but especially if it's to our whales. Whales. Ashmead. Oh, you got a $1 discount on the T-balls? Well, that's awesome. Oh, nice. There was a coupon. I have no idea, like, how all that works with Amazon, where sometimes it just says there's a coupon and all you do is click the little box and all of a sudden you get a discount. But I like that. And bro, I'm stoked. Six of those T-balls means if I break one or whatever, because I've done that before. I've dropped them and then stepped on them. You ever drop something and then you move to get it, but you end up stepping on it instead like an idiot, right? I've definitely done that. And those T-balls, when you step on the balls, they just crunch, right? What up, Bob? Darkstar, I don't know what X Defiant is. I've never even heard of it. Juggling thinks the whole video game industry is toxic as hell. Well, I mean, people don't like losing. People don't like losing at games. There's a lot of sore losers. There's a lot of sore winners. And being at home playing on your computer makes you anonymous, which magnifies people's dickitude by like 1,000%, bro. It's crazy. Haunted, stepping on Lego is nightmarish. Lego, like Lego and four-sided D&D dice. You could just use those as caltrops. I actually have a metal D4. I have a metal D4, and its points are nightmarishly sharp. Like, crazy sharp to the point where I will only roll it on something that can take the damage. Like, this might poke holes in the thing, so I gotta make sure that whatever it is not going to be easily damaged. What up, Henlo? You hauled a lot of Amazon packages as a trucker. Amazon as a company breaks a lot of rules. Unfair advantage. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. Corporations are not to be trusted, right? They're absolutely gonna try and hose you in ways that they can under the hood, like 100%. I don't trust corporations. Mom and pop businesses that are just run by like one family, they might have some quirks based on the owner's choices, but they're not like a methodical machine designed to hose you, right? So what up, missing number? Stoked to join on the lives again. Hell yeah, buddy. Darkstar, I'm saying the D4 does 1d4 of damage. No, I'm saying that D4 does like 3d10 damage, bro. I like stepping on a Lego and you're going to be like, step on the die. You might need to go to the hospital, right? And getting jammed in the foot is something I actively try and avoid. I have a scar along the side of my one foot that's like that long, and it's just this crazy scar from when I was a kid. And I stepped on, there was in my buddy's backyard, his fort had been torn apart and I didn't know it. So there was all these boards with nails on it in the grass, and I stepped on one, and a nail this long went all the way up into my foot, like all the way up. I just went, they're yelling. I'm like, you fucking idiots, this board is stuck in my foot. Like, I can't get it out. Help me. It required the two of them yanking on the wood to dislodge it from my foot, to remove it. And I had to go to the hospital, and I was on crutches for a while, and I've got scars from that. I got scars. Not scars, a scar. I got a big scar on my foot because of that. I got a big scar on my knee from where I tore a whole chunk out of my knee when I was playing around on asphalt, and I didn't even notice. That I had lost a chunk of my knee. I have no idea how that's possible, because I feel like now I feel every little bit of pain from everything. I tore a chunk out of my knee, and then I went and played baseball, and like I looked down and my leg is all red. I'm like, what is that? And I realized a huge chunk of my knee's missing. So I got a big scar from that. I remember I had to sit there while the neighbor's mom put like iodine on it. And I have like scars on both of my wrists. These ones are small and like this from when I used to dig in my backyard as a kid, and I slashed my wrists with glass. What's up?
Yeah, that's how it happened.
Okay, these are actually wounds from dealing with you. I'm looking for the easiest out of this relationship.
I never heard this story. How have we been together for so long?
I don't like talking to you.
I have a scar on my forehead. It's like a little dent.
I didn't do it.
When I was a kid, my sister fell on me and her tooth got lodged in my head.
Carla's got a tooth for a brain. It went right in. Whoop.
Anyway, Karen, I just wanted to tell my scar story.
That's it.
Flossing my teeth in the back.
Other than the scars that I've just talked about, I'm just scarred emotionally from my marriage to this woman. Oh, see? Do you see the disdain she has for me? I'm laying my soul bare.
Oh, yeah.
And she's squatting to take a dump in the middle of my soul. Hey, what are you doing? I never heard these stories. I actually don't care. I'm just here to tell my story.
Well, I mean, I did think out there, want to look at his foot. Like, I
I'll show you the scar later if you want.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's like it's long up along the side of the one foot, and there's the one spot that's near the ankle that's like flared out into like a bigger circle. Oh, I guess I also have a scar in the back of my hand where this one chick drove her nail into in the back of my hand and twisted because I made fun of one of her posters of some boy band guy or whatever.
It was me.
It's gonna be me.
It wasn't me. I wouldn't do that.
No, that was actually the chick that I thought that I was gonna end up with. Like when we were little kids, we hung out all the time. She lived up the street from me. It just seemed like that's the way things were gonna go. I remember sitting in her parents' backyard under a canoe while the rain pattered down on it. It's a very distinct memory, but ultimately, nothing ever came of that. Most we ever did was wrestle in our bathing suits. Whoa! That was last week.
It's getting too spicy.
Drunkle, yeah, it was painful, bro. It was super, super painful. CT, you'd rather step on a single Lego than pick up 10,000? Fair enough. Fair enough. Ashmead, you stepped on a baby chicken and killed it accidentally? You murderer. Yeah, Fisher, I bet you step on rector sets. Erectors. Ha ho ho! Ho ho ho! Get it? Yeah, you get it. Still says, this is the wholesome content I come here for. That's right, buddy. That's right. Nate says, pain is temporary, chicks dig scars, and glory lasts forever. The glory of stepping on a board and getting a nail in my foot, or accidentally cutting my wrists with glass when I was digging holes by hand in the backyard? Now I gotta speak quietly or else Carly's gonna come running back in. Also, I'm pretty sure I told her about this stuff before. So when she says she hasn't heard it, she just forgot it. She just forgot it. Doesn't remember everything I tell her. Doomblade, you got a scar on your foot from getting a glass piece in your foot from dropping a glass of root beer? Yeah, I remember dropping an ice cream sundae glass or something like that. And I went to pick it up. It was behind like a cabinet. And the angle of it, when I went to pick it up, it jabbed me in the wrist. Oh, yo, I was an idiot once. When I was young and dumb, bro, I took a can of pop. And I wanted to, like, puncture holes in it. So I took this can of pop that was empty. An empty can of pop. And I took a steak knife, right? And to keep the can steady, I put it on my fucking knee. I put the can on my knee before I stabbed a steak knife through it. And guess what? The knife went all the way through the can and straight into me. So I learned lessons for being an idiot. Like, I've done some surprisingly dumb things where I just go, why would you, how were you not aware of how this would go, you fucking fool, right? Like, how stupid do you have to be? Fisher, you fell down a hill and ripped your kneecap apart. You have a fake knee now, so you're good? You're not good. You don't get to go to heaven now. That's like, if you're missing part of your body, they don't let you in, man. So when they figure out that you got a fake knee, they're going to say, I'm going to need you to go to hell. And then hell's going to be like, nah, we only take complete people too. So hit the bricks. And then you're all just going to be bored and you're going to have to, as a ghost, inhabit a piece of grass and go, I hope that Jess believes in me, and that one day the piece of grass that I am will tickle Bigfoot's biggest foot. Doomblade, you keep forgetting I'm Canadian and that I call soda pop. Yeah, because soda's a weird name for it, bro. That does not. It's pop. It's pop. Benson, I'm glad you enjoyed the video, my man. Jess, you electrocuted yourself? Isn't electrocuted when you're dead? So didn't you just shock yourself? Been there, done that. I don't know if anybody's ever been dumb enough to go and plug in a plug, but with your finger in between the two prongs, right? Yeah. Done that. Done that. It's very weird. The weird numbness that flows through your body, man. Do not recommend it. Do not recommend it at all. At all. Crippling purgatory sounds fun. Well, then you'll be all right. Darkstar, what? In some areas, all pop is Coke? I'd lose it. I'd be like, what? No, Coke is gross, dude. Coke is not very good. Climbed onto an electric fence. You only do that once? Oof, yeah. Juggle, that's bad times. Alexander. Oh, Camacho. President Camacho. It's Coke down here in Texas. Well, the balls at night are big and bright, deep in the pants of Texas. Am I right? Am I right? Pedro, have a good one, buddy. Certain, do I drink Faygo? I don't know if I've ever had a flavor of it that I like. So, I don't know. When I was younger, I was less picky about the pops I drank because I wanted sugar water. So it's possible that I've had some, but the brand means nothing to me aside from its connection to Juggalo and the Insane Clown Posse. Ashmead, you've fallen behind in the new lore videos. Where I just put one out, bro. I just put one out yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. So there's a new one. There's a new one waiting for you. If you want a 7-Up, it's called Coke. If you want Pepsi, it's Coke. Well, how does that fucking work? Then how do you get the one you want? Doesn't make any... I don't follow. There's something missing here. There's something missing here. Ashmead, you've invested in Coke because it's got a good, reliable dividend. I mean, it's not going away anytime soon, right? When it comes to that kind of stuff, people like... Barks is made by Coca-Cola, right? They're the ones who make Barks, and it's my favorite pop by a long margin. It's not the easiest to give up, so I'm excited about that Earl Grey cream stuff coming through. That'll be dope. Nishimoto, it's the South. They're special when it comes to names for soda. It's weird, dude. It's weird. Benson, you know the secret as why soda fountain machines taste different than the bottle and the can? Well, I mean, when it comes to the fountain machines, they send out a big box of syrup, right? So it's not like pre-mixed, and then it's literally mixed just kind of like as it's pouring out, right? So you'll see like what looks like a strip of syrup, strip of water, strip of syrup, strip of water kind of. That's what it looks like visually. It's almost like a projector reel going tick 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 dick dick dick. But I mean, I got Barks from so many soda machines that I would like pretty much as soon as it started flowing, I'd be like, oh, there's not enough in here. There's too much water. It's gonna be dreadful. You take a sip of it and you're like, this is crap. I loved it when McDonald's had their dollar drink days, where you could go down to McDonald's and they would give you an ice cold fucking Barks, this fucking big, for $1 Canadian. $1 loony plus tax, like $1.13, bro. Amazing deal. That was awesome. That was awesome. Benson, yeah. So it's like mixed on the spot using that stuff. I've seen those boxes. I've seen the boxes with the syrup in them. It's like the ones that I saw were rectangular and flattish. They had like a pull open part at the front, and it's almost like a big water heater bag, like one of those, but just see through with like I guess the nozzle connector or whatever the hell it is. I didn't see it that closely. Just one time I saw a fast food employee bringing one out to like restock the machine. I found it very curious. But if I hadn't seen that, I wouldn't really have had an idea of how. I would have just been like, I guess they just fill it with like whatever. But it makes sense to mix it on site where you can just use water that's piped into the place, because it's like it's gonna cost businesses way less to get the concentrated stuff shipped to them than to have to pay for the water, transportation, all of it, right? Ashmead, I mean, Coke destroying Pepsi makes sense because Coke is awful. Pepsi is worse. Pepsi tastes worse. Nate, McDonald's does that now where you are if you're in the States, right? But not here, not anymore. You can get like they had dollar drinks, but it was only like smalls and mediums. Larges weren't included anymore. That's how I'm remembering, at least. Those boxes are really expensive. One of the drivers would steal and sell it. Oh, well, I mean, it makes a ton of drinks, right? It makes the stores a bunch of money, so I'm not surprised. Dark Star, cease and desist over growing the same potatoes. All right, then. Millmaster says, never go into business selling anything you can't put water in. Well, I guess you could sell kids then, right? Because you put water in them so they won't die. Ricky says, I used to work at KFC A&W and I made the root beer by hand. Sadly, it's now made in a box and tastes of butts. It's in the butt box. KFC sucks. They used to be good back in the day. They suck. A&W's okay. They're all right. Their food's not too bad. Their onion rings are really good. Like, whatever it is that they put in the mix for the onion rings, it's delicious. I would say that currently my favorite onion rings. What up, Far? How you doing, buddy? Ashmead, the reason it's called Coke in the Southeast is because that's Coke's local territory. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Dark Star, you have a root beer place? It's called root beer. It's straight up. There's like a root beer place? Don't got that going on here. Jess, if the stream is jorking, it's probably on your end because it looks like I've had a steady connection for the whole stream. So I don't think that it's coming through on my side, bro. Pierce, what's going on? Dairy Queen has the worst onion rings? I've only ever had ice cream at Dairy Queen with the exception of I tried one of their hot dogs once, and it was really disappointing. Not the worst hot dog I've ever had. The worst hot dog I've ever had, I bought at a hot dog stand, and I watched the lady take the hot dog, put it into a plastic container full of water, and put it in the microwave. And I was just like, this is awful. Like 7-Eleven hot dogs on those rollers. I've never made it through a 7-Eleven hot dog without regret encompassing my entire being. By about 75% of the way through, I'm like, why am I eating this? There's no amount of being high that makes this good. This is awful. But that microwaved one, it's the worst. I've gotten accustomed to having big, fat, juicy wieners in my mouth. Beefy wieners. Beef, not pork. I saw A&W has this thing called a whistle dog, which is insanity. They take a hot dog and cut it open and stick cheddar cheese and bacon and some sauce I'd never eat in the middle of it. And I'm just like, that's too much. That's too crazy. Don't want that. But I might have tried it if they used beef wieners, but instead it's pork. Pork hot dogs. Double thumbs down, man. I don't want pork hot dogs. And like chicken wieners, that is absolutely unacceptable. Like that's not, it's not just the double thumbs down. It's like they should be illegal. They should be illegal. That's what my mom would give me when I was a kid. Chicken wieners. They're awful. Awful. All beef, man. They got, there was an amazing sale going on at the grocery store. Juicy Jumbos, which are like $9 a pack now. It's insane. They're like $9 a pack for 5 jumbo all beef hot dogs, right? They put them on sale for like $3.90 or something like that. Like it was super cheap to the point where it's like, okay, I'm getting 2 packs of these because 2 packs cost less than 1 pack at full price. Put one in the freezer and go to Wienertown right now. And that's what I did. TCG, dude, you lived off of 7-Eleven hot dogs for a short time. That's what explains the brain damage that makes you hang out with DJ Longhair all the time. I got it now. You got that 7-Eleven wiener damage to your brain. Also, I know his contests and stuff like that are fixed. So him saying you're a winner, it's all a fix, bro. It's all a fix. Poor Picker says 7-Eleven spicy bites are amazing. I'm just gonna go and agree with your name. You are a poor picker of food, bro. That sounds terrible. 7-Eleven doesn't make any good food. Like that, you don't get good food from 7-Eleven. That's not a thing. Juglum, I've never had Sonic. I don't know anything about Sonic. Ashmead, you worked for 7-Eleven and you got a bunch of free food and drinks. Yo, Free Barks root beer? Yeah. But their food? The only good food that I've ever had from a 7-Eleven was just nachos and cheese. So they didn't make the nachos, right? Like they just had them in a little container with a little side part where you could go and splorp that cheese, just and you're like, feel that goo. I feel the goo warming in my hand. I can't wait to dunk and chunk it into my mouth, son. Like, delicious. Not good for you, but delicious. Jess, your mom did tofu wieners? That's what happened to you. That's why you've got like a third of a human brain left, right? Is the fact that you had tofu wieners. That's just hateful. Gianna, you grew up with shitty, super cheap hot dogs? Thumbs down. Moved up to the Ballpark brand, they taste way better? Hell yeah. My mom gave me chicken wieners because they were less bad for you. That's why she was obsessed with like me eating healthily, and I hated it as a kid. As an adult, I appreciate her tenacity. The fact that she didn't give in to tantrums or whatever else and made sure I was eating healthy, because it's part of the reason that I haven't already like died from all the dumb choices I made throughout my life and the way that I probably didn't take care of myself the best. But either way, she cut the amount of sugar in every recipe in half, right? Which means almost everything is too sweet for me when it comes to regular recipes. This kind of stuff is an exception. But like overall, I can't have things that are too sugary. So when we make peanut butter cookies, half the amount of sugar. Carly knows to cut the sugar in recipes. And that's down to my mom and her like, yo, I'm going to make sure you get healthy choices. But it meant as a kid, chicken wieners, cereals with no fucking sugar in them, just bran and stuff, and like rice cakes. You want a treat? Here's a rice cake with peanut butter on it. And it's like, bro, this was before they started flavoring rice cakes. Rice cakes must taste like styrofoam. I swear styrofoam probably tastes identical. TCG, am I going to MagicCon Vegas? You'd love to lower my intelligence points with your hot dog brain. I'm glad it said brain at the end, because otherwise that would be a very different statement. And no, I'm not. I won't be at that MagicCon. I'm going to a Comic-Con next month, though. Gianna, Sonic's headquarters is in Oklahoma, and the further you get from here, they tend to get worse. Fair enough. Poor picker with chicken sandwiches. Eat at other places, man. Well, I guess you have some. You're saying Sonic's horrible now. I don't know, man. I don't know. When you rate 7-Eleven food as quality, like saying it's good, I don't trust it. Dark Star, you like Vienna dogs? Like the little Vienna sausages that come in that can full of squaggly water, and like every once in a while I have a yearning to have a can of those little Vienna sausage things because my dad ate the most disgusting stuff. Like just what is it? Corned beef and hash, which just looks like somebody's puked on a plate. Fish that when you were cooking it, it made the house smell like the most nightmarish thing on earth. Vienna sausages, those I ended up liking. Every once in a while I have them, and I'm just like, this is like weird, gross, little raw, uncooked wieners, man. This is fucked when I'm eating it. They're mash up all weird, and they're just wet and squiggly and just the tiniest bit limp, and it's just vaguely unsettling, but also nostalgically satisfying. Being a human's fucked, bro. It's crazy. Bran cereal and rice cakes. Yeah, that's how it felt, man. That's how it felt. Vienna dogs are like full length. Do you cook them? Baron says Sonic's 50% off drinks after 5 is amazing, but the food's crap. Well, fair enough. I'll go to a place just for cheap drinks. Clayton, my dad was a pirate. I mean, I believe it. If you told me that my dad had another family, I believe it. I only saw him 2 months out of the year. He was always off. He was always off working in the ships. He was an engineer, actually, working in the bottom of the gigantic cargo, like the gigantic ships that go through the canals and stuff around here that freight crazy amounts of stuff. So he worked on those like all of his life. So it meant that you only get to see him for like 1 month every 6 months or so. Although when he did get to see him, that was when I was allowed to have sugar cereals and all this other stuff. And yeah, that was dope. That was dope. Nishimoto, you gotta cook the Viennas. No, you don't. No, you don't. I always ate them. I always ate them. Not quality, but for quick food. And their chicken sandwiches are 100% breast meat. Well, I can get behind that. Nishimoto, parboil them in soy sauce. You disgust me. You fucking disgust me, bro. You should be called Nathan Nishimoto. No. Right? Because fuck you. Ashmead, your girl cooks fish a block away and you can smell it? That's gross. That's gross. Yeah, you can cook them. You're supposed to boil them. What, the Vienna hot dog? Clayton, yeah, exactly. You don't cook Vienna sausages. You just eat them out of the can. Like a man. Like a man! But yeah, if they have like a hot dog based off that, I don't know how I feel about that, man. I don't know how I feel about that. Nishimoto, save the little flat face emoji bullshit for fucking 17-year-old girls or whatever. If you think emoji faces mean anything to me, I was born a million fucking years ago. That's how it feels. So like I don't give a shit about all these stupid emojis and all this next level crap. Where now the emojis move and well actually now there's AI emojis and you can just have them, they can decide what to say for you. Well, what's the fucking point of anything then, man? None of it. I don't want any of it. AI is garbage nonsense. It's making things fucking worse in a bunch of ways. I can't wait until they get past this phase and it becomes more fucking useful because you got AI searches telling people that they should eat a rock every day because they're quoting articles from like The Onion as if they're genuine. And it's just talking about all the different nutrients you can get from eating a rock every day. Yeah, Snowblind, you eat the short ones out of the can without cooking. You don't guts to cook them. Nothing. You have a Sonic, Chicken Express, Dairy Queen, Subway, Starbucks, McDonald's, and Pizza Hut within walking distance. You got a nice range of stuff. That's fun. Oh, Picker, you used to work for a pest control for almost a decade. And after seeing how dirty a bunch of these places are, you're not going to eat there? That's understandable. There's one restaurant I stopped going to because they changed over management and the place became disgusting. I went in there to order food and it smelled kind of weird to me. I was like, it smells weird in here. And then I found out later it's because the people working there, and I don't know how you don't know this, but they didn't know you had to put the trash out like all the time. So they would only put the trash out one day a week and they would just throw all these trash bags in the basement. So the place just stunk like garbage. And I was just like, what happened, man? No, I'm not eating there anymore. Ricky, am I Canadian? Yeah, buddy. I absolutely am. I might as well eat rocks with my weird Canadian palate. Listen, Nishimoto, you can kick rocks. How about that? Kick rocks, bitch. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the idea of Vienna hot dogs or whatever. I don't think that would go over that well for me. I mean, I feel like I'd have to try one if they were around. There's not that much that I feel like I have to try, but every once in a while I see something that is probably not going to be good, but I know I have to try, right? Apparently my grandfather loved to try like any and all new foods, but I'm pretty picky. Every once in a while, I try and go outside my comfort zone, and virtually every time, it was a terrible choice. Like when we went to this all-you-could-eat restaurant, and it was like a sushi place or whatever, so I ordered a bunch of chicken wings and ate those, but like the price that I paid to go there was pretty high, and I'm like, I should have something like crazy and different that costs them more money and all this kind of stuff. And so I talked myself into trying eel. Holy fucking shit, was that stupid. Eel sushi. It was disgusting. Like, genuinely disgusting. I wouldn't feed this shit to fucking war criminals, bro. I wouldn't feed this shit to prisoners of the worst type. It's awful. It's awful. I can't believe you're allowed to put this on the fucking menu and put it in front of me. Like, ugh, it was awful. Millmaster, joining in at the last makes you the best, bro. That's how it goes. See you later, Dark Star. Yeah, man. Give me 100% all beef hot dogs. Kensuke, how full is the box of glory getting? It's getting pretty decently full. Like, we've made a lot of progress. Each one of these represents a live stream, a winner of being Lord of the Board. And there's hundreds and hundreds of them. But as you can see, we still have a lot of space. A lot of space. So, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun sometimes to just take it out and be like, man, look at. Sometimes I actually count how many are in here. I never keep track of it. I don't know why, but I never keep track of it. But it's fun to count and go through. And now, actually, recently, I went through them all, and I made sure that I have an updated book where I keep a list of everybody who is on the quest to basically make it onto the role of Mega Glory with 5 wins. So now I have like pages and pages of everybody's name and their actual count of how many wins they have towards getting on there. And it's in this little pizza book. Picker, you got tricked into eating eel sushi and it wasn't for you? That's no fun. That's no fun. Oh, yeah, man. Gotta love the human body. You get older and it just starts acting all wonky on you. It's like, great. All right. I'm holding the frying pan this morning. I'm like, oh, this one arm feels terrible. But don't worry. That's balanced out by this shoulder feeling terrible. I'm like, oh, thanks. Thanks. Appreciate the symmetry. Thank you so much. Oh, well, that's the way it goes, right? Just ran. I saw some little comic or something that Carly shared where it was like, it's like I'm old now, so the only things that don't hurt are parts of me that don't work anymore. I didn't play very much Arena today. I busted out a little bit. I played a little bit of the white blue soldier deck, just enough to hit the goal of playing enough lands for the 750 gold. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm actually going to play Minecraft. So I got back into my Minecraft world. And it's funny because I was like, this time around, I'm going to like make nicer looking buildings instead of just living in a hole in the ground. And I did make a nicer looking building, but then I started to stack machines all inside of it. So like the building is basically like a bed at the back, a bunch of empty space, and then a whole bunch of machinery that half of it blocks half of the door. So it's a double door entry, but you can only walk in the one side. It looks awful from the inside, but from the outside, it looks good. And I actually went and made something that I call the witch's claw. It looks like a hand rising up out of the earth, like it's supposed to be like a witch's claw. And it's all like, it has this demonic aspect to it. And I put magic crystals on it and stuff, and a whole bunch of torches around it so it lights up. And later on, I'm going to replace that with like floating light magic that is going to increase the vibe of it. But it's like a platform with five different, it's got like four fingers and a thumb, so the finger parts of it are longer than the thumb. And I just called it the witch's claw and showed it to Carly, and she's like, that does look like a hand. So it's cool. It's pretty sweet. Jesse used to cook crabs that you could eat in the shell. Ooh, weird. Weird. So yeah, there's like I'm gonna be delving into the witchcraft aspect of the game, but I've been holding off because there's just certain things that I feel like I need when I'm playing. Like when I'm playing Minecraft, like the modded way that I like to play, I feel like I have to have a storage system. I tried doing what I've seen other people do, where you end up with like a whole bunch of chests and they all have signs over them labeled saying what's everywhere. But organizing all that is just awful to me. So having an automated storage system that just lets you type and search through it for what you want, that's what I want. So I built one of those and then upgraded it to the point where I can craft stuff directly in it, and upgraded it so that I can actually craft magical objects in it as well. And that is at the sweet spot. But I'm tired of my crappy little jetpack. I've got like low tier level gear in terms of I've got the weakest jetpack, and to power it up I have to sit there and burn a whole bunch of wood into an old generator. And I'm like, yo, there's this magical ring you can craft that will give you creation level flight, which means you can just hover in the air. Like you can fly around as much as you want, but wherever you stop, you just stay there. And it also, the magic ring protects you. If you do fall, you take no damage as well. So it's really awesome. But to make it, you have to destroy the wither. And the wither is an exceedingly obnoxious opponent, right? Like it's very strong and it can just fly away if you don't set up things properly. It's really obnoxious. I find it way harder to deal with than the Ender Dragon when you're actually fighting it. So I don't fight it. I literally create a magically indestructible chamber that it can do nothing about, and then a superpower draconic powered grinder that will just insta kill it. So I spawn it tries to escape and attack me, but it can't because I'm standing outside going, that's what you get. This is magically warded, indestructible glass. Eat a bag of dicks. That's a magic device that will destroy you. And then I just open it back up with my wand, whoop, walk in, grab the gear, and then I can make that ring. But there's a lot of work that goes into it. Just to make the glass, you need like zombie brains and stuff. So I'm going to have to fight a ton of zombies and hack them up for their brains. The good news is there's this cursed mound near where I live, like where my base is set up. And I can just head in there, and there's like 2 zombie spawners in there. There's also skeleton spawners, which I'll just need to get rid of because I don't want to deal with those knob jockeys. But yeah, it'll just spawn tons of zombies, and it's dark in there, so it'll just spawn them constantly. So I can just go in with a crazy hammer that's loaded up with looting so that I get more drops and just bam, 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 whale them down and get the brains that I need. And then the glass, there's a real easy fix for that too. You can make a special excavator that instead of just digging up 1 piece of sand, you can get 9 sand per dig. Pop, 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 pop. And then you can turn that into glass back at your base. Or you can get an upgrade for the shovel where it will automatically cook the sand into glass as you dig it, which is perfect because I need a ton of glass. Not just for creating the actual magical cage of glass that will hold the wither, but also because to make each individual piece of glass, not only do you need zombie brains, you need your wand infused with magic. So I will go around and I basically trap nodes of magic and bring them back to my base so that I can use them as I need instead of having to travel all, like at the beginning you have to travel all over the place with your wand, draining little bits of magic into it and then going all the way back to your base and crafting better stuff. But once you get to a certain threshold, then all of a sudden you can take the nodes and bring them back to your base. And then it's just like easy street. Zam, zam, zam. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Nishimoto, exactly. You can summon it in a cave and you can try and use like what's it called? Like pistons or whatever to push it up into the wall and then like suffocate it. There's different ways to try and tackle it, but I prefer the foolproof way because the first time that we ever messed with the Wither, like it left a big impression on me. Me and Carly have been playing Minecraft for a while. We decided we're going to take on the Wither. So we go and get the 3 Wither skeleton skulls that you need, put them in the proper arrangement on the soul infused sand. And then we had been told when we first summon the Wither, the first thing it'll do is a megaton blast that will destroy blocks around it and will do significant damage. So we hung way back from where the Wither was being spawned, except Carly didn't hang way back enough. So the Wither sprung to life. It did its megaton blast, instantly destroyed Carly. She just died on the spot. And then the Wither just flew the fuck away. See, because we didn't know that it will just leave, right? I thought, okay, it's going to come at me. I'm going to fight it. It just turned around and left. And so it would just fly around and lob Wither skulls that do terrain damage. They break things. So this wasn't a game where it was just me and Carly. This was a server with a bunch of people playing on it. And they were like, so people were going, yo, what's blowing holes in my base? What the hell's going on? What was that gong sound? And I'm like, I summoned the Wither and it's just gone, bro. It's just gone. And it was just destroying people's bases, killing their livestock. Like we were going to slay this thing. Instead, it instantly slaughtered Carly and then just went, yeah, you're a bitch, and flew the fuck off and just started laying waste to everything. And I'm like, how do we stop this? What do we do? I was not prepared in any way for it. So I end up making like a Wither slaying chamber, and I only summon it under very specific conditions. And I remember one playthrough where I made the most insane armor, heavily enchanted draconic armor, and it could withstand like anything. So I would go into the chamber where the Withers would spawn, and I would seal myself in there and summon like multiple in rapid succession, and they would detonate blast, and it would just smack into my armor, and I'd be like, ha ha! And I would just stand there, just taking these blasts. It was like, rah! for no reason other than I could. This time around, though, I'm going to dominate witchcraft. I'm going to become the god of the hobgoblins. That's the plan. I'm going to become the god of the hobgoblins. I'm going to build a false idol of myself. I'm going to abduct hobgoblins and force them to worship me at this altar. And I'm going to get so many of them worshiping me that it's going to anger their gods. Their gods are going to come down and attack me for my effrontery. And then I'm going to slay the hobgoblin gods and wear their gear. That's the plan. That's going to be awesome. Drunko, last time you played Minecraft, you got into Redstone and made a 32-floor elevator with call buttons. Oh, that's cool. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do with Redstone, bro. Yeah, there was a time where I played it for like 8 hours a day. And I played it with my buddies, and we all played on like sometimes one of their servers, or we would just pick a server and go and play together. And it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. That was my golden age of playing Minecraft, because it was just so dope. I would build like rail yards, like I would build train tracks rolling along and through everybody's base, so you could hop on the train and go to anybody's base. It was awesome. That was fun. Everybody made cool bases. We had a really good time. I really like playing with my best friend because we have different ways that we play. Like, he is awesome at resource production and just making mass quantities of things, like growing tons of stuff, all that kind of thing, getting tons of like lumber, all of it. And I was good at focusing on building up machinery, working on jetpacks, figuring out the fastest and easiest way to get us to like higher levels of power. And so he would just go out and like, I'm going to get resources. You tell me what you need. He'd get me the stuff so I could just focus on the path to getting us like jetpacks and other stuff. Here's mining drills, like all this stuff. Let's go, right? Like, just awesome. Just awesome. Bo Falcon, you need to see it in action. Stream some gameplay, please. Yeah, we could do that. I've been thinking more about doing some video game live streams. I've actually been thinking maybe about doing them on Twitch, where it's more about like specific game streams and uploading them to the live stream archive. I don't know. I haven't 100% decided. That was like an idle thought, but we'll see. We'll see how it ends up shaking out, right? Because, yeah, Minecraft, I want to get back into Chandelier and other games too, right? I know that is a different vibe than these kind of chill streams, so I'm not really planning on replacing these chill streams with video game streams. I'm just thinking about kind of adding them on, and I don't know. I haven't done anything on Twitch in a long time, so I don't know. But might be a way to have some new people who are fun come by and hang out too. Man, I love price matching. I got a good deal. On a bag of chips today. Salt and vinegar chips normally are like $4.79 a bag. Now for the Ruffles, it's getting right up there. And that's like grocery store level prices, right? Convenience stores are a lot more. So I got mine for like $3.25 today. Oh yeah, price match, bitch. Certain you don't think it's safe to stream Minecraft? Because they're saying they'll claim them? All Minecraft? That sounds like that would be a recipe for disaster. That doesn't sound accurate to me. We're going to claim every Minecraft video or stream? Is it like maybe the music being auto-claimed or something like that? Because I did have a problem with one Minecraft thing that I uploaded where I wasn't talking much, so it was just the game sounds or something like that, and so it like did some kind of copyright thing. Ashmead, see you later, buddy. Yeah, Minecraft's a dope game, man. There's a lot of fun stuff. I like all the mods. I don't think I can play without mods anymore. Certain it's from some news from earlier in the year. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm pretty comfortable saying that no, they're not just like that would end people doing their streams and stuff. That would end people making Minecraft stuff. So I can't see that happening. That would be an insane way to stop people from doing your stuff. And also, we would have heard about that for real. That'd be a way more well-known thing, right? So whatever it is, either you misinterpreted it or whoever was reporting it to you blew it up in terms of what it was going to sound like, because, well, I mean, that's what gets people's attention, right? When you're just like, this is the end of the world. Like, I got clickbaited by some dumb celebrity stuff where it's like, Daisley Ridley has a grievous injury or whatever, and you click on it and it's like, I swam a lot and I have a benign tumor behind my ear or something like that. And it's just like, I can't believe I fell for this. So there is a bunch of like whatever stuff out there where you gotta wonder sometimes, is what you're being told true? Is it just like blown up for the sensationalism of it? All right, my friends. Well, this has been fun. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I will get back together with you guys soon. But for now, the waters of oblivion call to me. So long.